I mean, it's not exactly winter, but that 75-degree weather's gone. I guess I'm overdressed for the occasion, but then again, it is what it is. We got a large cigar here, box press, nice presentation, upper mid-tier for AJ Fernandez. This is the Diaz de Gloria, which I believe those lineups are price point wise in. Wow, I have damage on the back. How did that happen? I just bought this today. I got damage on the back. That sounds like a sauna problem. My back got damaged, and I left my cutter in the car. What else did I do wrong today? My goodness. Wow. Cedar smells nice. Cigar's got a pungent smell to it. Funky. It is Brazilian Matafina wrapper. Nice looking choach on this thing. But I do have some damage on the front and the back. My goodness, I don't think that's a construction issue. That looks like somehow it was damaged, like in the box, somebody dropped it, put it back. Luckily it's later on, but that's really between the two seams there. That really bothers me. Not a cheap cigar, not an overly priced cigar. About $11 Pennsylvania, which is actually a really full pack on this church. Really full pack. Hardy looking cigar. It is AJ in its truest sense. So it is what it is. Oh, it is. It is. Funky sweet draw. Lit up very easy. My God, fucking slobbered enough on this thing. Like I owe it money or something like that. Wow, ignited really well. Sure, it's really good. Off to a good start, medium plus off the bat. Long, funky finish off the bat. I'll be honest, I wasn't looking forward to trying this cigar, as Brazilian tobacco is really not my go-to. But it is a Brazilian wrapper only, and the rest is Nicaraguan, so hopefully it doesn't get too crazy. You know, when you have like these experimental cigars like the Basin, to me it's just too much Brazil. It's too much, and it gets like a complete it gets like a swamp. Right there, medium full, right in your choach. A milk chocolatey vibe, not a dark milk chocolate. Almost slightly watery, but not bad though. Very funky, pungently sour. It's a rich, strong cigar. I'd say it's pretty strong for AJ. It doesn't feel full AJ. It feels actually quite smooth. But a really well made cigar, minus the damage, which being it's around the center, around the band, something happened. Somebody fucking squeezed this or dropped this cigar before I bought it. Coffee note, slightly earthy. It's on the darker side, about 75% darkness, but it's not pitch black. So all in all, I think this is a good cigar. It doesn't feel like some entry level or basic mid-tier cigar. It's quite nice. Wow, yeah, there was damage to this thing. Somebody had to drop this thing. Because now I got lower wrapper popping here too. This shit's popping like, oh my God. That's not the cigar. Look, this is a well-made cigar. I know AJ's quality is just sometimes you get the cigar that somebody dropped and put it back in the box. There's no, that's not, see, being that I've done this long enough, I can make a judgment call knowing AJ's quality. He's very consistent. That wouldn't have left the factory like that. Something happened. Okay, shit happens. Yeah, it's like somebody had to drop this. Great draw though. Funky sourdough, pungently dark fruit, like fig, almost like dark, like red grape, like funky, like funky fermented fruits, sour, pungent. You might like that. You might not like that. It's, I wouldn't say a completely exotic cigar, but it's not fitting your normal profiles of like a Maduro per se. So if you want something that's tweaked to be odd, strange, then I think you're gonna like it if you're in that kind of mood. If you're not in the mood for something off-putting, pungent, it's gonna bother you. I'm gonna come back. Me, I do like it. I'm glad I smoked it. I wouldn't be against smoking it again, but I wouldn't go out of my way. That's a personal preference, because I'm just not crazy about Brazilian tobacco. However, is it a well-made cigar? Sure. The damage, somebody had to drop this shit. Because the overall look of the cigar is fantastic, and the fit and finish of the pack, and the fact that the outer wrapper has been cracking all over the place, something happened. I bet Gio stepped on this cigar. I got milk chocolatey note, black pepper, and tons of funky sourdough and sour, pungent, like fermented fruit notes. Not just like a fruit note, but like fermented, like if you were drinking like cheap wine. So that might be something you're into. I'm enjoying it because I'm choosing to. It's not my go-to, but I could get in that mood and go, hey man, change it up, and I'm enjoying it. The black pepper is getting stronger. Some red peppers coming in. It's a solid, meaningful. It's enjoyable. A lot of power off the bat. A lot of flavor. That's funky, if you like that. Now, I didn't buy this in Florida because they were charging like $15, $16 in Florida. It was $11 here, so it was 11 or 12, something like that. So it was cheaper than Florida, so that's why I picked it up. So it's not a cheap cigar, and it's not cheap for AJ, but I think the Dias de Gloria is definitely his upper echelon, and he makes some real serious cigars. I mean, so if you're looking for a more upper mid-tier Brazilian type of cigar with AJ's quality and power, and his hearty tobacco, and his stuff ages very well, then yeah, I could recommend it. It's not my favorite cigar, or not necessarily my total cup of tea, but I'm not going to judge it based on that, because I'm always honest about my bias if it comes to, if I'm not crazy about a certain brand, or not crazy about a certain type of tobacco. So that's not his fault. There are people that love Brazilian tobacco. I like Brazilian women, but not crazy about their tobacco, though. Although, but it has, for me, it has a place for me, it's like, that's like the outer limit for me. It's out of my comfort zone, Brazilian tobacco. I don't know why. Maybe it goes back to because my grandmother was born in Argentina. I don't know. Which is close enough to Brazil. Now, this is a stretch here. So, I don't know. I don't know. I'll come back. Enjoyable cigar, though. I can recommend it. It is very good quality. It is very nice flavor. If you're in the mood for something strange, slightly bizarre, funky, and kind of powerful. We're at the point where AJ's quality and his box pressing and his cigars is superb, and he gives you so much for your money, and his popularity just keeps growing and growing. Who knows, in the next 5 years what we're going to see. I don't see AJ backing down. Next 5 years, It's just going to be more age. Well, we're back. Told you construction's perfect on this thing. Just we're plowing through some of that damage. Damage definitely from someone damaging this. I don't know, stuffing in the box or someone at the shop picking it up or something like that. But the construction's superb. We need to get rid of that ash. It doesn't want to go. Now we'll get rid of it. There you go. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of these bands. Bands are nice quality. Double banded. Yeah, there's definitely some damage to this stuff. You know, that's wisdom where a reviewer could know the difference. This is such a well-made cigar, and AJ is so reliable. This is not his quality as far as this kind of damage, because it's all throughout. And I'm not going to go back to the store and say anything. It happens, you know. If people handle something and it gets, you know, smacked around, it can't happen, you know, especially in a lounge. And it's not like it's 20 degrees outside. With the sun's probably like high 40s, 50 degrees. So it's definitely not, you know, cold enough to really affect the cigar. Cigar is smoking great, drawing great. I'll say I'm enjoying it. I'm not going to say it's my favorite Brazilian cigar. Not that I'm crazy about Brazilian tobacco to begin with, but it's enjoyable. And I think I'm just going to leave it at that. That buy this cigar at your own risk. It's not cheap, but it is really good quality. Great presentation. Now, granted, this one I got one with damage. I know you can see the damage, so I'm not going to ignore that happen, but I know it's not because of the quality issue from the factory. There's no way AJ would have released that, so it is what it is. I mean, somebody beat up the cigar. Is the cigar enjoyable, though? Yes. Would I buy it again? Maybe on clearance. There's other AJ cigars I'd rather have. And for me, I'm just not crazy about Brazilian tobacco, especially if it's in the wrapper, and even more so if it's the wrapper and the filler. I don't mind Brazilian if it's just in one in the filler, but once you go Brazilian in the wrapper, it dictates the tone of the cigar. The wrapper is the perimeter, the outer shell, and I'm telling you, it's going to be the first and last thing you taste. It's like, you know, it's like you could have vanilla ice cream, but you put chocolate syrup on it. Now, yeah, there's more ice cream than vanilla syrup, but every bite is pretty much going to have an outer layer of chocolate syrup on it. It's going to affect the sundae. Now, if you like that, great. If you don't like it, it's going to affect it. So, we're done here. Enjoyable cigar, well made, minus somebody did the damage, but milk chocolatey, black pepper, slight red pepper, a lot of sour pungentness, a lot of funky fermented fruits, like dark, you know, figgy, that kind of vibe, you know, dark cherry, like that kind of, if you like picture like a cheap sour wine. So, and a coffee note. So yeah, enjoyable. It's a rich, hearty cigar, long-lasting flavor. It's not a good transitional cigar. It's not something I would want to smoke after something, you know, or before. Like this is a one and done for the day, because it's quite unique in a sense and different. You know, not super exotic, but it's not like people are generally smoking Brazilian type cigars on a regular basis or every day. I mean, unless you're that one guy, but most people doing shade or Connecticut shade, Ecuadorian shade, Habano, Connecticut broadleaf, Mexican San Andreas. Brazilian wrappers is not like a third or even 10% of cigars out there. It's more of a rarity. I mean, they're out there, but it's more of a rarity. I'm not going to say it's 1% of cigars out there, but I definitely say it's less than 10, way less than that. I mean, Brazilian wrapped cigars are not the market. You know, it's not like everyone has to have it. You know, pretty soon you're probably going to see Ecuadorian Brazilian. You're going to see Brazilian seed. I promise you, you're going to see Brazilian seed and Ecuadorian grown because to cut cost and to make it more profitable for them, and you know, etc. So anyways, we're done here. Enjoyable. It is a good cigar. It's going to be a solid 4.5. That's factoring the price. I'm not dinging it all for the damage. That's not the manufacturer's fault. Because it wasn't like I lit this up and then it started popping. Before I even lit this thing, I looked at it. I said, oh shit, I didn't realize above and below the band and the cedar wrap, it got crushed. So it is what it is. I didn't realize that at the store. I should have really checked, but I don't know if I could have even seen that. Because between the two bands and the cedar sleeve, pretty much most of the tobacco was covered under the cellophane. So it is a very good cigar. And I think it'd be better for someone who really loves Brazilian. But if you really love Brazilian, you can go smoke a CAO Brasilia for like $3 to $4, $5 cheaper than this, or online really cheap, and who gives a shit, right? So anyways, we're done here. Stay fresh. See you around. No cigars in prison.